Good morning. It is Monday morning. What's that mean? It's time to move. Welcome to Monday morning mindful movement. I'm Anna, founder of Soul Soul Soul. If you haven't already, make sure you go to soulsoulsoul.com and check out the mission, vision, some exciting news. Looking forward to the new year. Starting January 1st, we are doing a 21 days of mindfulness. Now, there is a small commitment of $21, but that's just because there is an art of sacrifice. It's not a whole lot of a sacrifice, just $1 a day, but it is going to be a way for you to enter into the new year with intention. Think about this. Every day there's going to be an aspect of mindfulness, whether it be through journaling, meditation, breath work, or movement. And there's going to be a scripture related to every single day. And like I said, just a beautiful way to enter into the new year in a mindful way. You see this shirt right here? That comes from my website. There's a lot more to come from Soul, 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 especially as God guides us into a new season. Without further ado, we are going to enter into mindfulness. All right. If you can't tell, which I'm sure you can, this is a new setup this morning. Just trying something else out. It's always nice to change it up, and I try to make my space as flexible as possible. If you could see everything not in frame, you would think it's kind of it's kind of a mess everywhere else but here in this space. But in like 5 minutes, I'll have it right back to what it was before. And I'm just really thankful that I even have this space. When I think back, when I look back, I don't have to look back very far. I don't have to look back very far to need to be to feel the gratitude for where God has brought me from. I can remember praying for a space of my own to be restored to me, so that I had a place to dwell, with the Holy Spirit. And with that, just entering into a state of gratitude collectively. Let's make our way onto our back. Thinking of something that you can be thankful for this morning, whether it be just thankful to be alive, whether it be thankful to have a space to exist, a warm place to lay your head at night. Onto your back, bottoms of the feet come together. Passively just letting the hips open up. Arms by your sides, palms face up. Eyes closed, mouth closes, but teeth separate to relax your jaw. Again, thinking of something that you can give God thanks for. There's so much. I don't have to know you to know that you have something to be thankful for. Your existence alone is a blessing, something to be thankful for. If you're here, it means you have a reason to be here. God doesn't make any mistakes, and He designed you, fashioned you for His will and His work. If you're struggling to figure out what that is, I'm going to invite you to surrender. Surrender your thoughts and your ideas. Your ways are not His ways, and sometimes we think that we have plans, we think that we're supposed to know, and that's just not always the case. Sometimes you just have to humble yourself a little and step back and zoom out and see things, or at least attempt to see things not from your own perspective. Letting that sense of gratitude just wash over your body. Feeling the air enter and exit your body. And let's take one leg out straight at a time and start to scan our bodies, noticing your toes, Your heels and your ankles all relaxing. Relaxing your calves, your shins, your knees, all just relaxing. Relax the space behind your knees. And take your legs out a little wider so you don't feel like you have to do work to keep your legs in any position. Let your thighs relax. And let your glutes relax, your hips relax. Let your hips melt away, let your belly relax. If you're holding any tension there, just let it slowly relax. Relax every vertebrae of the spine all the way up to your neck. Relax your chest, relax your throat. Relax the muscles of your face. Relax your eyes. Relax the space between your forehead. Relax your head. Let your brain nestle softly in your skull. Relax the crown of your head. Relax the space behind your ears. Relax your arms, shoulders, relax. Relax your elbows, the eye of your elbow, your forearms, your wrists, your fingers, all relax. And come back to your breath. In. And out. This time when you breathe outside, out of your mouth, let it go. Deep breath in. And exhale, side out. And I want you to take another breath. And let it go. Good. Slowly bring your chin from one shoulder to the next. Breathing out as your chin meets your shoulder, breathing in. As you lift your chin and go to a neutral position of the neck, and then breathe out as your chin meets your other shoulder. Moving with the pace of your breath, breathing in to neutral, breathing out as your chin flows in to neutral and out as your chin flows. Again, in and out. One more time, in and out. Good. Slowly coming back to neutral. You're going to bring your pointer fingers to your thumb, middle finger to your thumb, ring finger to your thumb, pinky to your thumb. Tap with your pinky, ring, middle, pointer, pointer, ring, middle, pinky, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, pointer, ring, middle, pinky, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, pointer, middle, ring, pinky, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, and let your hands relax. Go ahead and draw your legs together. You're going to point through your toes. Activate all the muscles of your legs as you point, 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 and then exhale, pulling your toes towards your kneecaps. Find a full extension at the knees. Pulling your toes back towards your belly. And exhale for a point. Inhale for flex. Excuse me. Exhale for a point. Inhale to flex. And exhale to point. Just right hand only. Hand comes to a fist. Cross your thumb over your two pointer, your middle finger, your two fingers. And then you can bend your elbow and slowly start to circle through your wrist. Go in one direction. Staying mindful of your breath. And then switching directions. And then letting that hand relax. Other side. Thumb crosses over two fingers. Then you start to bend the elbow, circle through the wrist. Moving through your wrist full range, go in one direction. Maybe you light up my world like nobody else. Isn't that one direction? Opposite direction. Deep breath in. And let it go. Okay. Gonna go take your attention to your right ankle now. And I mentioned this before about moving through your ankles full range, or just an exercise to be able to prioritize ankle mobility. And that's drawing the ABCs with your ankle. We're going to do that on both sides, starting with the right side. Draw an A, a B, like picture painting with your toes. A C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Wow, don't me forget how to make a J. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, W, X, Y, and Z. All right, let that leg go onto the other leg. And again, the whole point is just to move through your ankles full range of motion. I like to do capitals, but you can do lowercase if that makes sense to you. Let's do it in Spanish this time. Spice it up. A, B, C, Che, D, E, F, wait, A, B, C, Che, D, E, F, hey. Oh, dang, I forget it. A, B, C, Che, D, E, F, hey. I don't know. A. I can't remember the ABC in Spanish. That's crazy. A, B, C, Che, D, E, F, hey. That's because hey is J. All right, we're going to do it in English. I really can't remember. A, B, C, Che, D, E, F, hey. Is K just K? H, A, E, hold the K. I don't know. All right, we're on K. U, C, U, G, H, I, J, K, L, L, A, A, M, A, N, A, O, P, Q, R. You get two R's here. R, R, C. T, U, V, W, or W. X is always hard for me. X, Y, Z. I hope you got a kick out of that. I sure did. All right, let's move on. Knees to your chest. I crack myself up. Oh, Jesus. Bring your knees into your chest, point your toes together, press your lower back into the ground, bring your chin to your chest, elongate your spine. Think about making your whole spine flush with the ground. As you're pulling your knees, you're pulling them towards your armpits. You're even getting like a nice deep hip stretch here. And I just want you to take a nice deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Think about creating a little resistance here on an inhale. I want you to gently push your knees into your hands, but your hands are going to stay so stable they don't let your knees move. You're pressing your low back down. Deep breath in. And exhale, slowly relax, release that contraction. Inhale, press your knees into your hands. Deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Deep breath in, knees press forward. And exhale, let it go. Go ahead and take your right leg out straight. Get your knee into your chest. I'm cracking up about my ABCs in Spanish. That's horrible. One thing I'll never forget. Shout out Miss Cockfield is the is the what's that thing called? The Pledge of Allegiance in Spanish. We had to learn it. And it is committed to my memory forever and ever. Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos. Take a nice deep breath in. I had to redeem myself. Pull your knee to your chest. And then exhale. We're going to cross the left knee over to the right. Left arm out to a T. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, bring it back to neutral. Both hands around that knee, and then we're just going to circle through the knee. Go in one direction. Baby, and then opposite direction. And let it go. Gonna hug this knee into your chest and hold for 30 seconds. Oh, Jesus. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Another deep breath. And exhale. Gonna slowly lower this leg over to the left. Right arm out to a T, deep breath. Ooh, that twist feels nice for the spine. And then exhale back to neutral and circle. Go in one direction. Ooh, and then the opposite direction. Oh man, it feels so good to move. And let it go. If you're not close to a wall, I want you to find one. When you find a wall, I want you to place one hip as close to the wall as you can. Make your way onto your back, and then swing those legs up the wall. Sit bones should be connected to the wall. Toes should be pulling back toward your knees, arms out to a T. And you should feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings posteriorly. You might feel some lower back decompression. We're going to stay here for some time and just passively stretch those hamstrings. It's always nice to come into this position, especially after like a long day. You get the opportunity to allow the blood to flow in a direction that it's not typically flowing, and doing it in a way where your heart is still neutral with your head. Your head isn't beneath your heart, so the blood isn't rushing to your head, but the blood does get to flow. The opposite direction. So you just let gravity work here. You can take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. I actually really do like using the wall a whole lot, especially at home, like for an at-home practice. I want to get into the glutes and hips simultaneously with a figure four. You're going to take your right ankle, cross it over your thigh, right above your knee, and then slowly start to bring the bottom of the left foot closer to the wall. Depending on how tight you are is going to depend it's going to determine how low you bring your foot down the wall. So I'm just going to think about pressing my right knee forward. If I wanted to assist in this external rotation, I could just use my hand there and open that hip up even more. But again, getting a nice glute stretch here on the I actually just prioritize this external hip rotation. Don't look for the glute stretch. Focus on the right side only here. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. I just started to think about that, and we could intensify the glute stretch, but there's really no need. Take another deep breath here. Exhale. And another deep breath. And let it go. Take your arms out to a T. And then slowly lower both legs over to the left. So the bottom of that right foot comes down to meet the ground. And then, I want you to take your gaze over to your right fingertips. This left hand is free, and you can use it to prioritize that external hip rotation as we take the twist into lower back, middle back, upper back. Again, if you miss this cue, your gaze is over to the right as your legs fall over to the left. So that's going to help us take the stretch into the cervical spine. Deep breath. And exhale. Deep breath. And exhale. Deep breath. And exhale. Take your gaze back to neutral, release any resistance you're creating. Arms back out to a T, legs slide back up the wall. Take your left leg up straight. Take your right leg to release. And stay here for a deep breath in. And I bet if you just looked at me right now, you would be like, what the? If you didn't join me from the start. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, taking this left ankle to the top of the right thigh, and then slowly gliding. Woo-hoo! Biceps is tight. Bottom of the right foot to the ground. Press that. Woo! Wow. Left knee forward with a deep breath. And it's helpful to stay in dorsiflexion of the ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Observe your body here without judgment. Notice how it feels. Another deep breath. And exhale slowly. Arms out to a T. Legs fall to the right. Oh my goodness. If you're anything like me, you're feeling this. Take your gaze over to the left. Wow. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Another deep breath. And exhale. Take your gaze back to neutral. Take your legs back to center. Right leg up, left leg up. Deep breath. And exhale, arms out to a T. Breathe in and out. In and out. Bring your knees to your chest. Make your way away from the wall and come into a seated position. Seated position. In your seat, I want you to find a hero's pose so your hips are on top of your heels. You're sitting on your feet with either tops of the feet down on the ground or your toes curled. I'm going to start to get a little bit more fluid and movement. On an inhale, I want you to come onto your knees. I'm coming to a sideways position so you can look at me or see what I'm doing. All right. On our knees, tops of the feet root down. We're going to sweep our arms up, deep breath. And exhale, bring our hands interlace behind our head. On an inhale, prioritizing opening the chest, but let's think about this from the ground up. So if you need a little extra support here, which I wouldn't be surprised if you did, actually, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna curl our toes, okay? We're going to, from there, make sure our knees are directly underneath our hips. And then squeeze our thighs and squeeze our glutes. From there, you're engaging your core, rolling your shoulders down your back and lifting your chest. Right now, we're just prioritizing this chest opening. So I want you to lift your chin, let your head drop back into your arms or your hands, and then open your throat. Keep your core engaged. Take a nice deep breath. And then exhale, just come back to neutral. Good. Inhale. Everything I said before. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core, lift your chin, open your throat, deep breath. And exhale back to neutral. You got all those cues. Press into your toes, squeeze your glutes, press into, press your hips forward. I don't know why. I lost my train of thought there. Lift your chin, press your head into your hands, deep breath. And exhale. Back to neutral. You're gonna stay here with your hands interlaced behind your head. Unless you need a little bit of support, what we're gonna do is take one foot forward. If you need the support, you can gently bring your hands down, bring your hands to the ground, and then step that foot forward. However, I want you, if you're able, to challenge yourself. Chin slightly lifted. We're not in that full back bend, but core is engaged. Nothing's changing. You got everything activated. On an inhale, you step left foot forward. Take a nice deep breath and exhale. This time, I want you to switch onto the top of that right foot, okay? And then take a generous bend into that left knee. I want you to think about sending your knee over your toes and opening the front of this right hip up. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale. Maybe you sink a little deeper on the exhale. Take a nice deep breath in. Notice where you feel the stretch, and then exhale. Take another deep breath in. And again, exhale. Inhale, chin lifts. Open your chest. Deep breath. Combining the last pose with this pose. Inhale. And exhale back to neutral. Slowly glide back, bringing your right hip over that left knee. Coming back to a 90-degree bend here in right knee. Last thing I meant to say is right knee. Right hip over right knee. And then you can curl to the top of that right foot and then step that left foot back to knee 3. Inhale, chin lifts. Open your chest, deep breath. Exhale back to neutral. Nothing's changed. Everything's still activated. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, chin lifts. Open your chest. Do it facing forward now. Deep breath. And exhale back to neutral. Good. Again, chin lifts. Chest opens. Hips press forward. Deep breath. And exhale back to neutral. Good. This time, stepping forward with the right foot. Challenge yourself in whatever way you can. From here, you're gonna, if your toes are curled, come onto the top of your left foot. Deep breath in, neutral spine here, and then exhale. Send your knee over your toes. Right knee over your toes. Open the front of that left hip. Deep breath. And exhale. Don't forget, 21 days of mindfulness. You can sign up now on soulsoulsoul.com. Actually, yeah, you will be able to. I'll make it live. Deep breath. Exhale. Inhale, chin lifts, throat opens, look up. Exhale, back to neutral. Slide those hips back. Left knee over left hip. Curl left toe, step right foot back to meet the left. For 3 breaths, we're inhaling. Lifting the chin, open the throat. Exhale, back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, back to neutral. Okay, tell me how you feel, Moving right along, we're going to use the wall once again. So let's take left leg as close to the wall. We're still gonna stay on our knees for this. Again, it's your option if you wanna curl those toes or not. And you honestly don't even have to stand on your knees if you wanna just rest a little bit and then take those hips back to your heels. You can do that. You could even get a toe stretch here by curling the toes and taking the hips back to the heels. So whatever you need to get comfortable. We're gonna continue to prioritize this chest opening, okay? So I want you to maybe step away from the wall a little bit. I want you to take the inside part of your forearm to the wall. Palm's gonna face the wall, okay? So actually, let's start over. Face the wall in whatever way that you feel comfortable, right? It might be easier to start on your knees because if you want to change your body, then you can move and then we'll just listen to my words. Okay. You're going to take your left hand to the wall. Palm faces the wall, okay? And then you're going to turn your hips completely into the direction where we just were. So facing what would be your right when you're facing the wall. All right. And now you decide where you want to be. Okay. Again, like I said, prioritizing that chest opening, you should feel the stretch in pectoralis minor. Really deeply, like right in here. Okay. And you can adjust in whatever way you see fit. So now I'm getting a little closer to the wall and I'm pressing my hand in and I'm even like slightly turning my body to the right a little bit. So you find the stretch you need. We don't all need like an intense stretch. You can play around with the placement of your arm. Think about starting in a place, and I just made this adjustment because I'm looking at myself right now and I wasn't there. But think about having your elbow in line with your shoulder. Okay? Again, take a nice deep breath. And then exhale. Think about taking your gaze over that right shoulder. Ooh. You feel that? Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale. See what happens when you drop your chin. You're still looking to the right, but you drop your chin towards your chest. Does that change the intensity of the stretch? I bet it does. I bet my bottom dollar it does. Okay, now what if you added some more movement here? Can you change the stretch by changing the placement of your head? Inhale as your chin lifts. Exhale as you drop your chin towards your right shoulder. And we're looking off to the right side. Inhale as your chin lifts. Exhale, drop your chin down to your shoulder. Ooh, this is good. Again, chin lifts. And exhale, chin drops to your shoulder. Whoever you are, comment. Tell me who you are. I can't see you using this platform. Someone's live with me. Tell me who you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Mimi. I can't read it right now, but good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, coming to face the wall again. Okay. Gonna place that forearm on the wall, hand faces the wall. And then we're turning our hips now to the left. I hope you're well, Mimi. I hope everything's going well with your new job. Merry Christmas. Okay, elbows in line with your shoulders, turning those hips over to what would be the left wall when you're facing this wall, or the left side. And then again, you go where it makes sense to you. If you want to curl those toes and sit back, you can. If you want to stay lifted on your knees, that's fine too. This can also obviously, well, maybe not so obvious, but be done in a standing position. You're just gonna let that left arm relax. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, just take your gaze over to the left. See how that intensifies the stretch. And deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and start prioritizing moving through the neck. Our gaze is at a diagonal. You can drop your chin down. Inhale, take your gaze to the left. Exhale, drop your chin down towards your left shoulder. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And deep breath in. Chin lifts. Deep breath out. Let it fall. Find a place where you want to hold the stretch and breathe in and out. Deep breath in and out. One more. And let it go. Gaze slowly comes back to neutral. Ooh, you can drop that arm and make your way back to a neutral position. You can come onto your seat, sit bones. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Press the knees out wide. Knees out nice and wide. Hands come to your ankles. Elbows hug in by your sides. Relax your shoulders down your back. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, start to think about sending your heart to your feet. Press your hips back. Spine stays neutral. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, you can slowly start to walk those hands forward. Chin to your chest. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Slowly start to bring your hands towards your feet. Coming back to a neutral position. We're going to take our left leg out straight. Hug the right foot in. Take the bottom of the right foot to the inside of that left thigh. You might have to move flesh out of the way in order to really commit those sit bones to the ground. But that commitment, is what you need. That's what we all need. Okay. As you breathe in, take your arms up. Actually, interlace your hands behind your head. On an inhale, slightly lift your chin, open your throat. And on an exhale, turn your heart over to the right. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, turn your heart over to the left. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, heart turns to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, heart towards your knee. You can reach out for the outer edges of your feet and find a fold here. So you can flex your spine. You can allow yourself to round through your spine. Perfectly okay with that here. Just take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Your inhale is an opportunity to notice the sensations you feel in your body. And the exhale is an opportunity to let go of a limiting thought, a tension that lives in your muscles, a concept of how you think this should look or feel. And just a chance to let go on that exhale. Take another deep breath. Exhale, another opportunity to go deeper. Another inhale. And exhale, slowly. Woo! Roll out of that, come back to neutral. All right. We're going to stay on theme of opening our chest up, but we're going to do it in a way, I don't even care to give it an introduction. We're going to take our right hand directly behind our right hip, but I want your fingertips facing the wall behind you. So your wrist is closer, or the inside edge of your wrist is closer to your hip than not. Fingers turn back, face the wall behind you, hand plants down. So like this, okay? And I want that hand directly behind your hip. What you're going to do is point through your left toes and think about planting that foot. We're going to roll onto this right shin and then press into the bottom of that left foot. On an inhale, as you're pressing your hips forward, you're going to take your left arm right behind you and open your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Open those hips and then exhale. Slowly bring those hips back down. We're going to flow through that, okay? Inhale, lift the hips, press into your shin, your foot, lift your chest, deep breath. And exhale, slowly come back down. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. We get to combine the opening of the hips, opening of the chest, all that. So now you're going to commit a little more. Inhale, hands behind your head. Deep breath in. Face that left leg and exhale. Go into that full fold. Reach for the outer edges of your feet. Think about sending your forehead toward your knee. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Grab the outer edge of your calf, your ankle, or your foot, wherever you can reach. Take a nice deep breath in. Use your left hand to press you up. And then exhale. Send your left arm over to the right. Think about twisting. So like if we weren't reaching for a foot, we'd be like twisting to the left. So send that left arm back to the right. Take your gaze back to your left fingertips. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Unwind. Right leg out straight. Bottom of the right foot hugs in. Okay. Bottom of the right foot. No. I'm lying. Bottom of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Pull the right toes back. Okay. Hands interlaced behind your head. Inhale. Twisting open to the left. And then exhale. Twisting to the right. So think about this. Your sit bones are rooted so firmly. All you're doing is twisting from the base of the spine. Okay. Inhale, twisting to the right. Legs never move. Exhale, twisting to, keep getting this left and right mixed up. Twisting to the right. Inhale. To the left. Exhale. To the right. Take a nice deep breath in. Arms up. Exhale. Full fold. Let your hands fall where they fall. Give me inflection of the spine here. Chin to your chest. Just feel the stretch. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another deep breath. And let it go. Ha 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 ha. Slowly rolling out of that. Good. You're going to plant your left hand behind your hip, fingertips face back, behind you, the wall behind you. Point through those right toes. Rolling onto that left shin. Bottom of the right foot comes down. You're going to sweep your right arm around, reach back behind you, lift your chin. And exhale, half circle forward, drop your hips down. See if you can get fluid with that. Inhale, plant, lift, press, breathe. Exhale, slowly fall, come back down. Let's do one more deep breath. And exhale. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Hands interlace back behind that head. Chin lifts. And exhale, turn your heart back over to the right. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, heart towards your knee. Woo! Feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Full extension of the knee so you feel that full stretch. And then you can reach hands down. Try to keep a neutral spine here, straight spine. And gonna keep it going. Left hand comes to the outside of your calf, your ankle, or the outside of your foot. Make a connection. And then inhale, take your right hand past your heart, straight back behind you, gaze back over to the left, look at your right fingertips. Deep breath. Exhale. Woo! Deep breath. Exhale. One more. And exhale. Back to neutral. Let's bring the feet in. Bottoms of the feet touch. And then you can butterfly. I'm like a bird, only like me. Let's take those feet up nice and high. Toes pull back. Keep a nice straight neutral spine. Hands come right to the insides of your leg beneath your knee. Take a nice deep breath. And then exhale as you keep a neutral spine. Okay, wait, let's back it up. Sit bones root firmly. You can feel them pressing into the ground. Core slightly engaged. Shoulders are rolled down your back. And those hands are pressing into your calves. Okay. Keeping a neutral spine, you're going to take a deep breath in with your chin lifted and slowly work your hands toward your ankles. Your hands might not meet your ankles, and that's perfectly fine. You're just working them there. Deep breath in and exhale. Think heart to the ground. That might not happen, but that's your intention. Just set the intention. Don't worry about the outcome. Deep breath in. Exhale. Remember, it's not about what it looks like. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath. And exhale. Slowly roll yourself up. With a nice deep breath. And you can bring those legs together, knees into your chest. And then wrap your arms around your knees. And let your heart roll down, chin to your chest. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath. And exhale. Gonna end with some core strengthening, core balancing. From here. Okay. So you got your knees hugged in. I want you to find a nice straight spine. So you go from flex spine to straight spine. You can start to bring your hands underneath your knees. Okay. Think about your sits bones. That's where we're rooted right now, right? I want you to come to the space. There's like a soft spot between like your sit bones and your sacrum. Mostly trying to roll like onto your sacrum. Okay. And distribute your weight. So we go from sit bones right to that soft little triangle spot. And then maybe you get really light on the toes. I'm not doing a really good job at this right now, but prioritize rolling your shoulders down your back. Keep integrity of your heart, get light on the toes. And then see where you can lift those toes to. Maybe you just bring them to here. Maybe you bring the shins parallel to the ground. You can keep this connection of your hands behind your knees, heart lifting up toward your knees. Or you can take your arms to extend out straight. Chin lifts, throat opens, and you let your core work. We're going to count out for 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. If you're not shaking, maybe you're not working. 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, halfway, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. And exhale, legs out straight. Fold forward. Ooh. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, slowly make your way. Okay. Pull your toes back. Nice tall spine, right? You can bring your hands beside your hips. And then bend your elbows one at a time. Bring your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Palms face down. Remember, joint stacked. You can point your toes, take a deep breath. Lift your chin. And exhale. Gently let your head fall back. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath. And exhale. Chin into your chest. Slowly lower down. Take a nice deep breath in as you hug your knees in. Hands find the outer edges of your feet for a happy baby. Pull your knees towards your armpits. Deep breath. And exhale. You can bring the big toes to touch. Hands come to your knees, or you could even wrap your arms around your knees and pull them toward your armpits. Press the lower back down, chin to your chest. Whole spine flush with the ground, the surface beneath you. Inhale, pull your knees in. Press your knees into your arms, and then exhale, relax. Inhale, create a little resistance. Press, pull, deep breath, and let it go. Deep breath in. And exhale. Woo. Slowly bring the bottoms of the feet down. Rock your hips from left to right. And you decide how you want to rest for the next few moments. I want to invite you to come back to legs up the wall, or you could just stay on your back, legs out straight. Just get somewhere comfy. Wherever you are, your arms are out wide by your sides. You're allowing yourself to enter into a full relaxation. Slow, deep breaths. Wherever you find yourself. I want you to stay for as long as you can. There's really no reason to rush if you don't have to. It's always a pleasure to be able to share this practice that means so much to me. Mindful movement really has the power to recalibrate your mind, your body, and align you with the Holy Spirit. And this is a good time now to enter into your prayer and your state of rest. I'm wishing you a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you next Monday. Take care.